All right, let's talk about getting paid what you're actually worth. Are you tired of just waiting for that tiny 3% bump every year? Well, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to break down a simple 4-step playbook that puts you, yeah, you, in control of how much you earn. Let's dive in. This quote from Forbes, it absolutely nails it. The game has changed, folks. The old rules are just gone. It's not about what your title is anymore. It's about what you can bring to the table, what you can actually do. Think about it. Your skills, that's the new money. And that means the power has shifted right into your hands. So here's the game plan. It's a simple 4-part playbook. First up, we're going to figure out exactly what you're worth. Next, we'll talk about how to seriously boost that value. Then, and this is the fun part, we'll get into how you capture that value. And finally, we'll look at how to multiply it. So let's get into play number 1. All right, step 1, know your worth. And listen, this isn't some fluffy believe in yourself talk. No, this is the bedrock. This is the absolute foundation of your entire financial strategy. You can't ask for more money until you know, with data, what the market is willing to pay for someone just like you. I mean, think about it. Would you go into a high-stakes poker game without looking at your cards? Of course not. Walking into a salary negotiation without data is the exact same thing. It's just a guess. Knowing your value isn't about being arrogant. It's about being prepared. It's pure strategy. It takes your ask from a hopeful wish to a statement of fact. And honestly, without this step, the rest of this playbook, it kind of falls apart. Okay, so you've got your baseline, you know your worth. Now it's time for play number 2, boost your value. This is where we go on the offense. We're talking about being strategic, about zeroing in on the skills that companies are practically begging to pay top dollar for. Just look at that, $268,000. Wow, that's not just a paycheck, right? That's a massive signal from the market. It's like the entire industry is shouting, hey, if you can solve our biggest headaches, like AI, we will make it worth your while. That's a powerful message. And you can see here, it's not just about AI. That's not some crazy one-off. Take a look. Cybersecurity, software development, even something as fundamental as sales and negotiation. Getting really, really good at any of these can put you well into 6 figures. The takeaway here is crystal clear. You invest in these skills, and the market in turn will invest right back in you. Okay, so quick recap. You know your worth. You've boosted your value with some killer skills. Now comes maybe the most important part of this whole thing. Play number 3, capturing your value. This is the moment where all that potential you've built turns into cold, hard cash. But this is where so many of us get stuck, right? It's that big, scary question. You've put in the hours, you've learned the stuff, but how do you walk in there and actually, ask for it? How do you close that gap between what you know you're worth and what's on your paycheck? Well, here's a little psychology trick for you. It's all about framing. Check this out. Let's say they offer you 120 grand. If you asked for 150, that feels like a $30,000 loss. Ouch. But if you're currently making 100 grand, it's a $20,000 gain. See the difference? Same number, totally different feeling. If you can frame your negotiation around what they gain, it becomes so much harder for them to say no. So here are 3 killer tactics you can use. First, always anchor your ask in real market data. It changes the whole conversation from here's what I want to here's what's fair. Second, try presenting multiple offers. This is a fantastic little trick. It makes them feel like they're in control, but it also shows you what they really care about. And third, don't just fixate on the base salary. Look at the whole picture, the total compensation, bonuses, benefits, that professional development budget. That's where a ton of value is hiding. And that brings us to the final play, the big one. This is about multiplying your value. Honestly, this is the end game. This is where you stop trading your time for money and start building systems that earn for you, even when you're sleeping. So what are we even talking about with passive income? It sounds kind of like a buzzword, but the idea is actually pretty simple. You do the hard work up front. You invest your time or your money to create something, an asset. And then that asset just keeps on making you money with way less effort from you down the line. Okay, to really see how this works, let's look at a real-world example that's just awesome. We're going to talk about an Etsy store that built a whole empire selling, get this, digital spreadsheets. It's the perfect example of doing the work once and getting paid for it again and again and again. And you know where this whole thing started? With a product that sold for about 10 bucks. That's it. It wasn't some super complicated piece of software. It was a spreadsheet, something simple that solved a real problem, like a budget planner for couples. But here's where the magic really happens, especially with digital products. That $10 spreadsheet, it has basically zero cost to reproduce, so it can scale like crazy. In about 14 months, it's sold more than 19,000 times. And every single one of those sales just happened, automatically. The creator didn't have to do a thing. And the result? You add up all those small automatic sales, and what do you get? Roughly $177,000 in annual sales. That is the incredible power of a great passive income system. It's like building a money machine that just keeps running for you. So, how can you do this? Because it wasn't just luck. There's a formula here, and it's one you can follow. They picked a great niche, minimalist spreadsheets. They gave it a unique spin, a planner for couples. They made sure people could find it with smart SEO, and most importantly, they made a high-quality product people actually wanted to buy. That's the blueprint, right there.
Okay, so let's pull all of this together and wrap it up. Here's your whole playbook all in one place.
So remember these 4 steps. 1, know your worth. Start with that solid foundation. 2, boost your value. Go out and get those high-income skills. 3, capture your value. Master the negotiation game. And 4, multiply your value. Build those passive income streams. See how that works? Each step builds on the one before it, creating this incredible momentum towards earning more. So if you take away just one thing today, let it be this. Your career isn't some straight ladder you climb. It's a conversation. It's a series of negotiations. Every single project, every performance review, every job offer. So I'll leave you with this question. You have the playbook now, so what's your opening offer going to be?